When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Every Who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton. But where to get great prices on gifts, they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one Who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and low prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as Who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
Welcome to the Dr. Raj podcast with Dr. Raj Dasgupta, a show all about educating patients, students, and aspiring doctors about better patient care. Dr. Raj is a quadruple board-certified physician and associate professor at the University of Southern California. He was a co-host of the TNT series Chasing the Cure with Ann Curry, as well as a regular on the TV show The Doctors. And now, here's our show.
Hi, and welcome to the Dr. Raj podcast. And what is this a podcast of? Of happiness, of wellness, of amazing people and amazing stories. And today, the most important, amazing person in my life is going to be on my podcast. And yes, this is going to be my mom. So why did I put my mom on this podcast? Because not only did she put me through med school, supported me during residencies and fellowships, and was just the most caring, loving person in the whole world, and she deserves to be on my podcast. But I thought that this would be a great way to have a memory with her that will be stored forever and ever in the archives of podcasts. But more importantly, you know I love being a spokesperson for important causes. And you know my dad? Yep, he has some pretty bad Alzheimer's. And I was thinking, should I put a neurologist on? Should I put a doctor type person on? And I said, no. I want someone in the trenches who's actually going to give me their firsthand opinion about the emotions, the trials, the tribulations of having a loved one with Alzheimer's, which I can tell you sucks. So without further ado, let me introduce the most beautiful, wonderful person in the whole world. Tita Dasgupta, also known as my mom.
Yes, and I'm Dr. Raj Kumar Dasgupta's mom. My name is Tita, and I'm ready for
Wonderful.
all questions that you and everybody wants to know about how to take care of an Alzheimer patient. And he's my husband, Arabinda Dasgupta.
Wonderful, Mom. So anyways, let's start off with some basics, okay? So you're Filipino, Dad's Indian. That makes me probably the most unique Indian Filipino in the whole world. But let's go back to you in the Philippines.
Yes.
Growing up, what were your goals and dreams?
My dreams in life was to become a medical doctor, a nurse, and to go abroad to have a better opportunity, better life. And that's what I did. And actually, it didn't happen to become a doctor because my mom told me and my dad, sorry, you can't be a doctor because we cannot afford it. You have too many siblings. And I was so upset, but I cannot say something bad to my mom and dad. I just have to follow what they told me. I can go for a midwifery. And that's where I am. And I graduated and then work hard. I was young then, but I work hard in the hospital.
Wow.
Okay.
So a midwife, for those who didn't catch that, delivers babies. I didn't even know you did that, Mom.
Yes, 2 years midwifery.
See?
I told you.
I forgot. Hey, don't give me a hard time on my podcast. So I like this transition right here. So, you know, because of how many siblings you had, it's hard to shout the money. So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Actually, we have 4 brothers. One died when he was young. I haven't even seen it. And then 3 were left. and the live ones. And then I have 8 sisters, but one died also when I was young. I haven't seen her. And recently, my eldest one died. And that makes me very, very, very sad.
So if we're going by the live siblings, I feel so bad saying this, you had 10.
Correct.
Wow. I did some math while you're talking. So, okay, I got to put you on the spot a little bit. Of the 10, I know what God says, we should be nice to everyone, but who's your favorite?
My favorite one is my eldest sister. She's very pretty, timid, but very compassionate, caring, and loving. And that's the reason why I miss her so much. She was the one who was able to send me abroad. I was working in the hospital so young, and one day he just told me that, guess what? I heard from the radio, they're looking for nurses and midwives going to Toronto, Canada. And he has gathered all the things that I need and have the address of the person where we have to see. And the following day, we went there. And I can't believe it. When they interviewed me, on the same day, they told me, you are accepted and you have the date to see the Canadian Embassy as long as you have all these other papers to comply. And that's what it did. And I was so shocked. Until now, I can't believe that I will be going finally to fulfill my abroad dreams to go to Toronto, Canada. I didn't have any problem getting my Canadian papers and visa. They told me right away, when do you want to go? And I was said, I have to go and speak to my mom and dad and my other siblings because I didn't say anything to anyone. This is kind of shocking. And I have to say hello to my close friends knows about it. I don't like to talk too much about like having a big party. I just want to do the quiet way. I just enjoy it once it is already there. I believe on enjoying the life when you have it, and don't promise anything when you cannot do it.
That's beautiful. So before we dive more into everything that happened in Canada, I promised you that I'll ask you one high school question because you totally enjoyed high school more than I enjoyed high school. So, Mom, what was your favorite high school moment? What do you want to brag about right here?
During my high school, I am always ready to. I join all the social activities of the high school years. I have lots of friends going out, dancing, picnic, and at the same time, I was voted as the Miss high school, and then I was at Joliet. And then that's the time when whether you believe it, I don't have a boyfriend or steady boyfriend or this and that, but that's the first time when I received all kinds of admirer love letters, and I used to laugh. And during my high school, we have a Young Realist Association, and we also have funding them because we don't have a water well in the barrio where I live. So we have the money, raise money for the foundation and build 2 water pump for our barrio during my younger years. And I really love doing it for the people of my barrio, and have all those love letters coming in day in and day out.
Mom, that's the second time you said love letters on the podcast. I got it. You're very beautiful now and in high school. No, that was great. That was just great. So let's talk about moving to Canada. I mean, I'm just imagining, what are you, like 4'11" or something?
Yes.
Like you're tiny.
11 and a half.
You're tiny.
Yes.
And you're going by yourself to North America. Are you scared? How was it like moving? Were you lonely?
Going to Toronto, Canada, it's not that I'm being alone. I was so surprised. We have a group of nurses and midwives in that plane, and it happened to be that they voted me as the leader and speaker of that group. And one of my classmates and she's my friend, was with me. And so I wasn't really alone. In the long run, I find a friend. And in that group, they told us that a Filipino nurses who are ahead of us, will meet us in the airport with a bus and all ready apartments for us. All what we need is ready for us because we are going to work in the same hospital that recruited us.
Wow. Hey, what's the name of the older sister that got you this job?
Her name is Sinaida Sonny Reyes.
Wow. So your older sister, she's the one that set this all up.
Yes.
She passed away.
She passed away recently.
And it just worked out that when you came, it was in a whole group of midwives and nurses. But you weren't a nurse. You were a midwife.
I have my license of midwife from Philippines.
So my memories of you as being a nurse. Yeah, but you were actually delivering babies left and right.
That time, because I didn't have time.
Mom, I love you.
I didn't have time to finish my nursing, but I finished my midwifery for 2 years.
I may be the worst son. I don't know anything about you. I'm doing a podcast and my face is smiling. All right. So I really want to spend time about Dad, and maybe you could incorporate nursing with Dad. So how did you meet Dad?
Okay, I met Dad during the wedding of my friend. I was the maid of honor, and the other friend of mine is also maid of honor. She has an Indian boyfriend from the same place and the friend of my husband. It was really a coincidence. So from there, we start exchanging phones, talking about how good. My friend said, they're good Indians. She was trying
versus the bad Indians.
and my husband is a good-looking guy when he was young.
Because he looks like me.
He looks like.
I'm just joking. That's true.
That's true.
Just so I can clarify, so these friends were the same friends that came from the midwife.
Yes.
You're kidding me. So it's a trickle effect. If your sister didn't get you this job, you wouldn't have come here as a midwife, had the friends that met Dad because he was a friend of another Indian who was invited at the wedding. Okay, so here's an important question. What had attracted you to Dad besides his good looks? What was it?
Besides his good looks. This is like looking back. When I was young, back in Auckland, there is a young Indian who owns a department store. And we buy all the things that we need for our school needs. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at him and I followed him and I said, you know what? One day I'm going to marry an Indian good looking as you. And it comes true.
I never knew that. That is so funny. Now, I know I don't want to sound like a superficial podcast. Beyond the looks, was Dad kind? Was he funny? What are some other traits that you kind of liked about him?
Well, he is kind of quiet, but I didn't know that sooner or later he's really a bully kind of a man.
He is a bully.
Who is a macho bully, but he doesn't hurt anybody. But macho always try to be the leader of everything, what he says you must do, that commanding way. And in the long run, it will hurt you because she just says something that will embarrass you. And that's the way he was. But I try to adjust myself. And at the same time, we have to respect his personal, cultural, religious belief. And that's what happened, that I married him happily after all.
And before, I want to make sure I ask you this. And how many years are you married currently? Because he's still alive. So how many years are you married?
Would you believe 54 years of ups and downs, but it is a good, happy years.
So, and let me just ask you, you can say yes or no. Let me throw some qualities out. Was Dad generous?
Oh,
you didn't say generous. You didn't say generous.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He was more than generous. I helped my 6 nephews and 1 niece to university without hesitation. He said, okay, aside from sending our son to private school and med school with all those expenses, it never bother him or bothers us because we are ready for my one and only son to become whatever he wants to be in this world.
And I would say, and you could correct me, Mom, if the way I view Dad, obviously a little different than the way you view him, is that he has so many good qualities in the inside, and maybe because of that bully-ishness on the outside, you don't get to see a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he was a great dad. Was he a great husband?
Oh yes.
Okay.
That's only his kind of way of talking.
I know his way of talking.
He never hurt anybody.
Let's go to the proposal. You know what I mean? As I get kind of romantic about these things. I really don't know.
Yeah.
How did he propose to you? Give me a little story about that.
After that wedding, the following day, it is a tradition, we go for a picnic. So we went to Niagara Falls, Canada, and we crossed the border to U.S. Niagara Falls. From there, she was trying to say that I really want to marry you. And then
Wait, the day after the wedding?
Yeah. I was kind of shocked. I said, no, I have to check first to make sure that you are single and you're professional and you are never been married. And he told me, here's my passport because we need passport going. And I still insist that, you know what, I'll think it over. And I know that Indians, not all Indians, I said, but they are betrothed when they were born to somebody else that were married later. But he said, not me.
This is a great story. I don't know why it took me, 49 years to ask you this question.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, scary. I mean, me and Michelle, it took a long time to propose to her.
Yes.
Michelle will tell you that. But next day?
I know that was so much bad.
Okay, keep on going.
We didn't get married till maybe the plan married, but I told him we were married, simple one, maybe 2 months.
Okay, 2 months.
That we will have a simple wedding just in the civil office.
Okay.
And have a simple dinner or lunch dinner in we call the famous China Lychee Garden in Toronto.
Oh, nice, beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. And only our close friend, because I said, I don't want to spend my money with a big wedding. I like to save my money to buy a house. And that's what happened.
And did you make him go down on one knee? Did he have the ring and say the words? You know what I mean?
She didn't do all those things, but just in the car, she just said, he owns that car.
Yeah. This is such a great story. So 2 months later, you guys got married, and you let him off the hook. He didn't have to go on his knee.
Yes.
In retrospect, you should have made him do that. But let me ask you this before we talk about me, the most important part of the podcast. When did you become a nurse then? If you're a midwife, when did you have time to be a nurse?
When you were born, I'm already. So during my time, working and studying is my life because I want to be a nurse. So going to the board of nursing, comply all these requirements to write the board exam. So I did it step by step. So working and praying assiduously to fulfill my dreams, because I have my dreams that when I have a child or children, I would like them to have my wish to become a doctor, that he will become a doctor. But I went to school and have all my requirements. And first, I passed the exam. The first step by step, practical nurse or the LVN nurse. I got those license. And then later, I have all fulfilled the requirements to become an RN, but I didn't have time to really finish it over there because the driving there is very hard. I was scared driving on the snow, and the school is so far away. So I have some of the requirements to write the exam, which later on I will fulfill it.
And I'll just close the loop on that and say that, Mom, you took it all the way. You became the smartest RN I know. You were a director of the neuro ICU. You've done so many amazing things, but I just want to say one story that summarizes how I always view your hard work was when I was very young, I was scared to sleep in the dark, and Dad was working night shift just to support us, and you would study in the closet. No seat. You're on the floor, hunched over, reading your nursing books with the closet light. And I don't know why I never forget that story. It's always been a motivation for me to be, when I have all the opportunities to be who I want to be, to really, I love that story. So back to you. Let's talk about, well, I guess back to me. Was I a planned pregnancy or was I a surprise?
It is not a plan, but it's a very wanted, dying pregnancy. I love to have a child because 2 years, nothing happened. But not till 5 years after, and then I became pregnant, which I don't know. I was so happy that my husband told me, I guess you have to just work part-time because the doctor said that you don't want to lose this pregnancy. So I was so careful.
So let's go to the punchline.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you, how was the pregnancy and delivery?
Oh, pregnancy first. Perfect. No, I was so active, very active. And then that one day, one of my friends gave me a baby shower. And while we were eating, I suddenly feel a terrible, terrible pain. And I try to stand up and go to the bathroom, but I cannot walk and stay away from the bathroom. I have the terribleness of pain that I had to tell my husband, call an ambulance. I think I'm going to have a labor. So they took me to the hospital where my son was born. And from there, when we reached there, I was screaming and asking the doctor to open me up because I am in terrible pain. I cannot stand this pain anymore. And then the doctor told me, I'm sorry, you're too late. You are fully dilated. And that's it. I passed out.
And what week was that, Mom? Do you remember?
That is a Sunday, August 18.
What week of the gestational were you? Like the third trimester?
This is the last 30? Trimester.
So you're ready to go.
Actually, you're supposed to born on September 18, but 1 month before.
So about 4 weeks earlier.
Yeah,
oh,
but
wow.
you are so long, 22 inches long. And
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, and 7.4 or 5.
Well, once again, everyone, my mom is 4'11".
Yeah, and very short.
Anything would be humongous in you, including me. So what happened? Keep on going.
So during the delivery, I know I passed out, but the Dr. Batarsi, which I am very, very grateful, my savior, she's the best gynae OB doctor in Toronto, saved my life. I have a postpartum hemorrhage. I have rupture of my uterus. I have 3 tears on my uterus, and they have to, as what they have told me. Dr. Batas told me she has to pull it out, take out my uterus, sew all those tears, put it back, and then he told me that never, never, never you'll have another child. So that was the end of my child bearing.
So let's go back. So I assume this was a vaginal delivery?
Yeah.
And how did I come out? Would I come out pretty easy, or was it a long time to get me out? Was I healthy? Was I breathing?
Luckily, it's a great miracle. My son was a healthy boy, crying out loud. But the only way I cannot hold him, I cannot speak because I was bleeding profusely. And the doctor was saying that Tita is dying. You have to call her husband and her family because it's 0 on the blood pressure, and then she's dying. So have all the IVs, they told me, and the blood transfusion,
wide
upper
open.
and lower extremities, open wide, because He's dying. It's no pulse, no pulse. So, but then suddenly I feel the thump on my big chest saying, no, Tita, no, Tita. This is the divine mercy miracle that she is wearing red, white, and silver, going up and down and tell me, just say, our Father who art in heaven, loudly, 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 I tell you to stop. I thought I was screaming and praying, and I am saying that I'm alive and alive, but the doctor and the nurses and doctors, nurses who were beside me, they said, no, you were dead, Tita. You didn't see nothing. And then I heard they called my husband. My husband, he came, hold my hand, and the doctor told, are you going to say something to Tita? She was speechless. Nothing. She was just grabbing my hand. I heard the doctor, Tita, can you hear your son is trying hard. He's a good-looking boy. It's a boy. And then, Mr. Dasgupta, what is the name of your son? And I heard him say, Raj Kumar Reyes Dasgupta. And I thought to myself that, yes, it is, but I wasn't talking at all. It's a healthy one, and I can hear you. And that was really, when I remember, the saddest thing of my life, that I cannot even hold my son on the day of the delivery. When I remember that, until now, it makes me feel guilty not holding my beloved son, and he will be my only loved son. And I called him as a miracle baby, and it is. Nobody will believe on miracle, but I am, because it happened to me. My son, who deserved to be hugged and kissed on the day of delivery as the others. I didn't have that chance. I did have only when on the 8th day, when I have my arms and legs are free of this IVs. I'm sorry, but that's what happened.
No,
I love our son.
I'm glad you told that story. I'm glad we could share that story with other people. And as you kind of wipe the tears off, we're going to actually pivot a little bit, because the story doesn't end in Canada. We're actually doing this interview in my house I grew up in California. So, Mom, why did we move to California, by the way?
We moved to California, number one, is to save my son. She's every Friday for 2 years. She has been going in and out of the Children's Hospital emergency because of cold, cough, ear infection, and running fever. So I was so devastated. And I said, we have to move to a warm place. And we all agreed that in order to have and at the same time, I said, that's where I can fulfill my dream. So I can learn how to drive, because I cannot drive in the snow. And that's a warm place. And I think I have more opportunity to finish my RN degree in California, and to better opportunity to our son. I know that that's where he is going to be. And that's what it is. We moved to
from Canada to California.
From Canada to California.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just
speaking into the void?
But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay. Your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay. Our holiday you're saving.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. This season, enjoy spacious, comfortable rooms and friendly service when you book with Hilton instead. Hilton for the stay.
And, I wish the podcast could be as long as it wants to be, because there's so many great stories that we had in California. But the podcast is about what you're going through right now. You know what I mean? So let's talk about what I think is the hardest part, for us as a family, which is going to be, we were together, but I want to know, how was it, when we finally found out for you that Dad got diagnosed with Alzheimer's dementia?
For me, it's shocking, and it's kind of end of the world. Now that I said that, this is it. We can never fulfill our bucket dreams of life.
The bucket list, that's what you want to say, right? I agree with you. Yeah.
Of life dreams. Because we are always used to go on travel. And as my husband, he used to be always healthy, kind, active, though he is a bully, kind, and stubborn, and is always a why, and never been a compliant. Never. And he always have to stand up, that everybody listen to me. He doesn't want me to speak up when he is there, when someone is asking question. Until now, even though he has Alzheimer, I cannot speak for what he's feeling, because he's still aware that those he forget everything within a minute. And that's what happened. So shocking. And we had to adjust ourselves. And being a nurse, I had to use some little white lie. Some of you have to have the psychological and nursing process approach to save my husband, take care of my husband.
So I would say, finding out, because I was right next to you, it really is, I can't believe it's us.
Yes.
That's the first thing that went through our minds. And I think that it's never a good time to get diagnosed, but it was a rough time in our family, and not to say it's not now, but it definitely was. So me and you, we always talk about this, which is, were there signs that now looking back, man, that was the signs of early cognitive dysfunction. What were some of those signs that maybe you see now?
Now I thought that all those things are normal. She is a forgetful one. Everywhere when we travel, she loses the credit card, his miss his passport, or the
cell phone.
3 times.
Literally.
Every time. And doesn't know where the direction we're going.
But you told me something before this podcast that, remember, you said he lost confidence driving.
Oh yeah, and she lost confidence driving because she always asked me, and she doesn't want to travel alone. And when we want to have an interview or something, or to see something, we have to go and drive a trial. Not only one time, twice, sometimes 3 times, to make sure that he is satisfied. That's what we have been doing.
And we talked also about socially. How did he change?
She changed socially. Before, she used to, she's a very kind of talkative person when it's in front of everybody. But whatever she tell them to do this, do that, but he doesn't do it for himself. And that's the man he is. And so...
What did we notice?
Notice that she just kind of want to be alone. She doesn't want to go out to eat. She doesn't want to call anyone. She just said, you just go alone by yourself. Even his own family come and visit, she doesn't want to join us to go out and eat. She just want to stay home.
And I think I get from this mom, which I want the podcast listeners to know, is that it's the things like social isolation.
Yes.
Losing confidence in going out and driving. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe never knowing the date and time. Yeah. And you always take it for granted.
Yes, that's what happened.
And you're right. And these were signs that we didn't notice 1 month before diagnosis. These were things years,
developed years.
And you're a pretty good nurse. Yes. I'm an okay doctor. We didn't even see it.
Well, we are the best.
I wouldn't go that far, but I love your confidence in me. But, let's talk about the now. Let me be honest. You do everything for Dad. I contribute very little. You are in the trenches. So what is the hardest part of taking care of Dad right now?
Before this hospice, the bad taking care of him is she's a non-compliant. She doesn't listen to anything. So I have to use my common sense and have to think of his culture, his superstitious belief.
Well, give me some
Or what-
examples. So what are some things that were
She
really
doesn't
hard?
Hard is she doesn't want to have a shower. She will just want to have a bed bath.
Okay.
She doesn't want to eat all the things that.
Well, let's talk about the most important one. Let's talk about the car.
About the driving, because she loves to drive. She wants to go out all the time. So the key and the wallet is the most important time in her life. That scares me. This is the life and death situation for me. I have to hide all the sharp knives in our house, anything that will be able to hit me or something like that. So I hide them all to make sure it's a precautionary. Every day it's just like a ritual. Morning, evening, anytime that she gets up, where's my key and my wallet? I want to go out. I want to do this, do that. So I have to lie. I have to park my car away from the door, a window, that so he cannot see. And if he sees there, she asked me, what happened to the car? So I used to lie. I said, it's in the garage. It has to be fixed for how many days? I used to say a week or two. And then she told me, where's my key? And then I said that you lost it yesterday. How did I lose it? She told
And
me,
would he end up yelling and screaming?
oh, screaming every day.
Exactly.
Every day. She's screaming. And I was so scared because he is so intense on his looking for the keys and his wallet. Oh, it drives
And
me
can you
crazy.
reason with him?
And you cannot reason.
I
with
know you
him.
can. I want them to hear
Yeah.
that. And once again, you're 4'11".
Yeah.
Dad
she
is
can
almost
just-
6 foot.
She can just throw me out. And that's what I
Yes,
was
he
scared of.
can.
And one time I have to call his sister
Mhm.
to talk to him in the phone just to calm him down.
Mhm.
And suddenly I told Russ they have to increase the anxiety medication and what's the other medication to calm him down. And
Yeah.
oh, that was he always asked everything, whatever medication he's taking. Always, do I have to take all this shit? No. Kind of she called the medication.
Yep.
But she has to.
And let me bring one more thing before the next question. Mom, did Dad fall a lot?
Oh yes, at that time she lost.
And we're not even bringing that part.
Yeah.
So
That
my
about
poor,
the driving,
so my
she-
poor,
she-
I'll bring it up.
Yeah,
So my poor dad it falls quite a bit.
quite a bit at the
And
time.
can you catch him?
No, I cannot.
You
catch
cannot
him.
catch
I
him.
just let him go.
And what he ended up having, he developed what's called a subdural hematoma.
Yes, exactly.
And one day, well, early in his diagnosis, when he was still allowed to drive,
Yeah.
what happened?
What happened one day when we were driving? It's good we were driving.
Say the punchline. What did
I
he?
see.
What he had?
She have a focal seizure.
Yes, seizure while driving. Who was in the passenger seat?
I am in the passenger seat and he was driving. It's good I noticed it and we are on the right side. So when I noticed, I said, go and stop. So I had to stop it, step on the brake. And he was so upset. She was shouting on me, why do you have to stop me? Or else I'm going to push you out. So I said, no, you stop. I turn off the key and take away. And I push him on the passenger seat and I drove him because at that time,
yeah.
his seizure stop is only about 1 or 2 seconds. And then...
But let's be honest, at that time, we didn't even know it was a seizure, right, Mom?
No,
Who did you call?
I thought he was a stroke.
You called me.
Yeah, I called Raj
And
immediately.
we ran him to the hospital.
Yes.
And that's when we found out about the subdural hematoma and the seizures.
Yes.
So anyways, with all those being said, and it was becoming hard for you, hard for me, what did we do for Dad? What did we go into?
The hospice of Raj, Michelle, she is my daughter-in-law. It's the best daughter-in-law in the whole world. She's a good, excellent mother for my grandchildren and a good, excellent wife for my son. And I love her so dearly. She helps me for everything what we did, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, and financially, for all the things that we need, and to how to take care of my husband. That's how, when this hospice, our home hospice came, this is the answer for me. This is what the answer for those people who wants to take care of their loved ones. Home hospice is the best.
And to help them understand, that's where Michelle, my wife, and I, we sat down with you and we made the decision together to do hospice, which I think was
including
just...
our granddaughter Mina. She is old enough to, she's a great help.
What are some of the most helpful parts of being in hospice in terms of taking care of Dad?
The doctors are good, the RNs, the LVNs, the babysitter, and the one who can, the bather, 3 times a week for the sitter and bather to come. And the nurses is so good, and I don't have any problem. All the supplies are delivered, whenever you need it. Supplies are very good. And I like the company, so I have to say the company. And that if you can afford those who have this problem, if you love your family, if you can have it, have the home hospice.
Yeah. And and you said company because, Mom, is it lonely here sometimes?
Yes, because you need to have family that can help you. Right now, I'm so happy that my sister, Jusita Reyes Toledo from Canada, came over for 4 months to help me to gain more strength, confidence, and be more happier and to have less stress. And that's true. Having someone to talk to and help throughout this, I call it the death of our life, is really very, very helpful. And thank you for everything.
No, and I would say, like, what I tell others going through this, Alzheimer's dementia, like other dementias, is sometimes harder on the family than it is on the patient. And I say that in the nicest, caring way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I have
now that my husband is calming down, it's easy to take care. And because of the good nursing, she don't have any DQ. She don't have skin problem. Always keep clean. I will make sure of that. And he's looking healthy. And we are making me happy. But when the time comes, we are ready.
Yes, we are. So let me do our last 2 questions, Mom.
Okay.
So in your opinion, there are so many other families who are unfortunately going through having loved ones with dementia.
Yes.
What are maybe your 2 or 3 tips that you want to give to other families who are going through what we're going through?
First thing you should do, gather over your family who wants to get involved. Then you have to make sure that someone is willing to help you anytime that you need, like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, and have a lawyer that will do your living will, living trust, and how to take care of your family, whether you're ready to you want to revive him when he has a dying thing, or you want to keep him alive, or you want to, whatever your intention is, and have funeral arrangement. It's a must to have a funeral arrangement. So in this way, we are all prepared. So my husband, if he pass away, we have all the respect, the love, all the dignity that he wants to be, and his wish to be at home dying. So we don't have any guilt feelings at all. This is what I told to my son and my daughter. We don't want to have a guilt feelings. Whatever it takes, we have to take care of your dad. And if he wants to die here, let him die with dignity and respect.
And tell me if you agree with me, Mom. I think the theme that I learned from this is that always ask for help.
Oh, yes. Sorry. That's what I
think I think that's the first thing, is to realize you're not alone. Mm-hmm. Don't put everything on your shoulders.
Yes.
And I think that you're such an independent mom. You've done so much in your life. That was the one thing I shared with you, is convincing you that, hey, your shoulders, the 4'11" shoulders, could only handle so much. Yes. And that's where hospice try to help us out.
Yes, exactly.
But last question, because you've done such a great job. I just ask this for all my guests, so, and treat you equally. If you could have just one wish right now, one wish, you know what I mean? What would it be?
Well, my one wish is to have my loving grandson, Aiden Michael Dasgupta, to the free of this autism. Give him life, happiness, peace and joy in this world. Please, Lord, I beg you and I pray for you for his success in life. Give him, and he will receive the bread of life and chalice of salvation.
So most people don't know what we're talking about here.
My
So
son.
what my mom
My
is trying to
grandson.
say that her grandson, my middle child, right?
Yes.
Aiden, he has pretty severe autism. And I'm glad my mom mentioned this at the end because, for a lot of people who are listening to my podcast, everyone's life looks kind of good on the outside. But when you start realizing everyone's life has so many challenges, and in our family, it was Michelle's dad died of a brain tumor.
Yeah.
My dad has Alzheimer's. Your grandson has autism. Is there any more we could add to the list? But I'm glad. I'm so glad that that you brought this up. But hey, Mom, did you have fun being on the podcast?
Oh, not only fun. It really gives me more like happiness that I can say what I want to say, and my family will know that how much I love and care my husband and my whole family. Dr. Raj, Dr. Michelle, my grandchildren Mina, Aiden, and Sadie, and if I have a second wish, I want them to fulfill my dreams, to go home to where I was born, to see the old place where I am, and I still have all those treasured old house by my parents where I was brought up.
Well, Mom, let me just close out the podcast by saying that words can't describe how much I love you, and you've made me who I am today. And even though I'm half Indian, half Filipino, you are greedy, and you made me most Filipino, didn't you? And I appreciate all of that. And I love you very much.
I love you so much. And
All
thank you, everyone.
And
This is not advice, but if you are listening, this is my own feeling and my experience, how to take care of a loved one. And thank you so much.
And that is a very, very special episode of the Dr. Raj podcast. Stay tuned in 2 more weeks for the next episode.
Thanks for listening. This has been a production of Ars Longa Media. Our producers are Madison Linden and Chris Brightigan. Our executive producer is Dr. Patrick Beeman. This podcast is for educational purposes only and not intended for medical advice. Ars Longa, Vita Brevis.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here, wishing you a very happy half-off holiday because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day, yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.